Hello everyone, we've reached that time of year where we talk about the worst movies of 2024 and the movies that made me want to pull my hair out. I'm not going to take up too much of your time like these movies took up my time, and I wonder if any of these make your list. If they do, let me know down below in the comment section. If they don't and you have your own worst movies of 2024, well hey, let me know. So without further ado, let's get to it. Coming in at number 10 is probably one of the most boring shark movies you will see in your life, and that is called Something in the Water. And I wish it was a shark that would kill all the cast, but unfortunately that did not happen. This movie is a one that was about less than an hour and a half and truly felt like it was 4 hours long. How do you take two talented actor and actresses and put them in a shitty movie? Well, you put them in Miller's Girl, and that is my number 9 choice. Yeah, you got Martin Freeman and you got Jenna Ortega. How do you screw up a movie with those people in it? You call it Miller's Girl and you have a creepy romance of a teacher and the student with a huge age gap, and it's just an uncomfortable watch. How do you mess up Aubrey Plaza? You put her in a movie called My Old Ass, which is a one where she's hardly in the movie, so if you're coming to see her, you're going to be disappointed. It's also a one that follows so many tropes, so many cliches, a main character that is not likable, and this is supposed to be a younger version of Aubrey Plaza, connecting with the older version of her and telling her about the mistakes she makes in life and how to rectify them. But the two actresses don't look alike. They don't even look similar. Don't even look as if they would be the younger and older version of themselves. And this is just a completely unbelievable movie. I did not like this whatsoever. Of course, brings us a straight to streaming movie, a Christmas one at that, called Hot Frosty. And don't get me wrong, guys, I love a bad movie as much as anyone. You'll get some bad movies and hear that, maybe with some friends it would be laughable, right? But Hot Frosty was just flat out bad. I mean, this is got Gretchen from Mean Girls in, and it's been a while since she's been on screen, and I don't even blame her. At the end of the day, she was only given what she was given, but this has every makings of wanting to reference every other movie that's come beforehand, even including some self-promotion of a previous Netflix movie that stars Lindsay Lohan, who was a former co-host with Gretchen in the movie of Mean Girls, and this was just terrible. The dialogue was horrendous. Skip this at all costs. It brings us a live action rendition of a Disney classic that is brought into a horror movie universe, and that is called The Mousetrap, with a Mickey Mouse. They don't even know what to do with Mickey Mouse. It can teleport, disappear at any time. The backstory is really tedious and horrendous, actually. You don't even know what the backstory actually is. They don't spend the time to develop it. The cast is awful. They have really awful and appalling dialogue to the point where they talk about making love, but in such a really awkward and cringy way. I felt sorry for the actress who had to deliver the line. Is Netflix's version of Totally Killer, which Totally Killer itself isn't a great movie. This one was actually filmed before it but released later. That is called Time Cut, which is really cutting off my time of wasting my life, spending an hour and a half, hour 40 watching this pile of dirt. This sucked. It was tedious to get through. It was a chore. Halfway through, I was like, I really want to turn this off. I don't even want to see how it plays out. The killer reveal is one of the weakest I've seen in cinema history, and this is a one that I really get and hope gets cut from streaming. How do you mess up Margaret Qualley? Well, I mean, except the substance, you pretty much mess up Margaret Qualley, but this one was absolutely laughably bad, and that is Drive Away Dolls, with one of the worst reveals of all time in a briefcase. I'm not going to mention it here if you haven't seen this movie, although to be fair, I kind of hope you don't see this movie just to save time of your life. Directed by one of the Coen brothers, and if there's anything to go by, hope they retire. Is how do you make a sequel to a really popular 2010 movie that captivated and really honed in audiences, what do you make a straight streaming sequel that promotes a TV series, Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate? This is terrible. This is like PS2, PS3 graphics into a movie which tries to reference Megamind, although it doesn't want a connection to the Megamind at the same time, and wants to promote a TV series, and it just really didn't know what it wants to do, and I don't know why this exists. Getting down to our final two. Number 2 is one of the first movies I watched in 2024. It stars Antonio Banderas, who for me has had an absolutely appalling year in cinema, and this one was just the beginning. It's called Cult Killer. They pretty much kill off his character pretty quickly, but yet in the rest of the movie, they use him for continuous flashbacks. They reveal and the motive of the killer and this, person who you're meant to root for was absolutely, really shockingly bad. This is a one straight from streaming, nearly 2 hours long, like 30 minutes, way too much longer than it needed to, and a one that is just so generic, it's forgettable, apart from an end of the year list. Coming in at number 1, if you've been following my channel, you'll know exactly what this movie is, and it is the only movie that I walked out on in 2024, and heck, for many years now, the only movie I've ever walked out on, and that is Between the Temples. Jason Schwartzman is absolutely horrendous in this movie, but it's not so much even him, although he's not great. The cinematography is as bad as Rob Zombie cinematography. Now, if you don't know what I mean, you might have a cinematography where the camera, say, it's a scene like this where I'm just sitting in front of the camera talking to you guys. I'm not moving side to side. The camera's not moving. But in this movie, say this is the camera and you got the cast me, right? The camera's like this. And I'm not exaggerating. The camera is like that in every single scene of this movie. There is some cringy dialogue moments. There's some really awful moments of a dinner table scene and settings. And everything about this movie absolutely annoyed the living hell out of me. And I really want to give this movie a chance. I caught this at an early screening and I thought, well, hey, this could be a surprise hit of 2024. But instead, it is the surprise shit of 2024, with this going straight down the tubes and me lasting about an hour before I was like, screw this pile of absolute rubbish. I am not wasting a moment of my life. So those are 10 movies from me, in my opinion, I think that you should avoid. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, a big thanks to all these awesome legends you see on screen who support Patreon and get to see this video early before you guys here on YouTube. If you want to see more early videos, click the link down below and join Patreon today from only £2 per month. Now, in the meantime, if you haven't seen these videos of mine, which includes a best of 2024 movies, where I actually talk about some good movies, check that one out on a past video as well. Till next time, I'll see you guys. I'll be seeing you later.